So hello, Chris, and congrats on Zeus. It like its namesake, it's pretty powerful.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome, and it's almost a miracle then, right? Because I mean, it took you about 90 days to finish production,
Yes, it took about 90 days. It was like 90 days. It felt like 90 days of no sleep. It was so hard, but we got through it.
and that's on top of COVID and all of that stuff, right?
Yes, on top of COVID, on top of my parents both suffering from strokes, on top of like running around, cleaning, fixing, setting up the scene. So like doing everything we could to make this movie possible.
Oh, and I'm praying for your parents.
Oh,
Uh,
thank you.
yeah, for their good health. But describe Zeus to our viewers.
Yes, Zeus is about a just an up and coming boxer who gets exposed to a hate crime for a first time. He was trying to defend an old man in the park, and that video goes viral where somebody who's messing with the old man, Zeus knocks him out, and pretty soon he's in the ring with the middleweight champion of the world.
That's right, but there's also some Asian hate message in this, but we'll talk about it in a little bit. But this is like your Rocky, right? I mean, you wrote, produced, directed, starred in the film. So take us from the very beginning. Where did you get the idea from Zeus for Zeus?
Oh, beautiful question. Yeah, I got this idea because I was seeing so many of these hate crimes on the news, and they were attacking like elderly Asians, and I've never seen anything like it. And I said, what can I do to raise awareness of this issue? And I said, instead of these aggressors attacking elderly, what if they tried to come at a boxer? And so that's where the beginning came in, and I started writing. And I've never written a movie, never directed anything. This is the first one, but I feel like the mission was is more bigger than just creating the movie.
That's right. Now, who's your target audience with Zeus?
Oh, I want to do it for all Asian Americans, also Filipinos across the world, because I'm Filipino, and I just wanted people that could relate to the cultural references I put in the film. Yes.
Now, how did you approach boxing icon Manny Pacquiao to executive produce the movie?
Oh, great question. I sent him a DM on Instagram, and
Wow.
I was thinking that out of those 6 million followers, maybe he'll respond, and it was fortunate that they did. His team, and it just, I guess the rest, it was history from there.
What was his influence, though? I mean, did he influence you at all with the storytelling, help you in some way?
Yes, the influence was more so because we finished the film, and when we were done, I don't think anybody knows my name out there in the world. So a lot of our actors are independent actors. So we were like, I don't think anyone's going to see our film. And so when we asked them for help, we said, can you share your name on this project because more people will see it? And they agreed and willingly, and they loved the scenes that we shared, and they saw the film, and they really enjoyed it.
Oh, now at its heart, you talked about it briefly a little bit earlier. It's Asian hate, right? Tell us more about that and how it incorporates into the film.
Yes, with a lot of hate crimes, it usually stems from verbal language attacks. And I wanted to showcase racism and hate crimes through different perspectives and different cultures so that, at least with this film, I said, even at worst case, if you could do justice and show a better understanding, shows what it feels like to be an Asian American getting these hate crimes, but responding back with positivity. Or, if you want to fight, let's fight in the ring. It takes a lot to get in the ring. It takes a lot to condition and prepare. Let's not fight on the street here, although he does get attacked, which he defends an old man. So I challenge a lot of different perspectives and let the audience decide at the end of the day what's best.
Yeah. You know what though, Chris, I don't want to mislead our viewers, right? I mean, because it's really funny. I mean, there's some funny scenes in there. There's also some heartfelt moments there with the Filipino relatives. I mean, that I could identify completely.
Oh,
You know?
uh, I bet. Same here. Whenever, you got that one auntie that comes over and you got that one uncle. And I hope everybody with different cultures can relate, right?
Right. Now, what's your plans for Zeus? I mean, are you going to enter this into the festival circuit?
I wanted to originally, but I know that um, my mission was more so let's do it at Manny Pacquiao speed. Let's finish it and let's showcase it to the world as fast as we can. Because I know when we enter in film festivals, it takes time, 6 months, a year. You have to wait till it happens. I wanted to go a bit off the playbook, and we didn't have any distribution deal when we first started, but the biggest one, ABS-CBN, TFC, they were so nice to see it, support it. And ironically, I wrote a scene there where the mom is like, I'm gonna go upstairs and watch my Filipino channel. So I pay respects even before they even reached out to us, so we really appreciate that.
Now, what I love best about you is your activism to help our fellow minorities, right? Like your foundation, your movie production company, Dynasty Boys. Tell us more about that.
Yes, Dynasty Boys was just, I thought it was a cool name, but I think that the mission is more cooler, where, I said I want to put more minorities in film. Growing up, my parents both came from the Philippines. My dad was in the Navy. My mom's a nurse. And I saw myself as an American. I never really got to understand what is my culture. And then I went to the Philippines at a young age, and my mother showed me where I've come from. And I never really saw too much of Filipinos in movies, and I felt like I want to do my part, at least before I die, make movies putting us on the big screen.
You know what? And thank you for bringing that up, because there's that one scene that I love with your aunt in the film where she accused you of not being Filipino. And that's almost like a wake up call maybe to some of us Filipinos who were born here that had forgotten their culture. Don't you think? I mean, do you agree with me on that, sort of?
Absolutely, yes. And it's, you said it beautifully, a wake up call to people that may have forgotten their culture, because some people will neglect it if it's not cool. Like growing up, I'd be like, being Filipino isn't as cool. But then you start seeing people like Pacquiao and Joe Coy, and you're like, oh, it's cool again. Forget joining the trends. Stand up for what you are and what you believe in, regardless if it's cool or not.
Add Chris Soriano to those names that you mentioned.
Thank you. Thank you. I pray so. We'll see.
So, Chris, are you a boxer by heart?
Yeah, I had to learn everything for this film. I even did the choreography, like 90% of it. And at heart, I guess a boxer is someone who stands up even when they get punched. So yes, but professionally, no. So I'm going to stick it to the acting here.
Oh, now if Chris is going to continue being a director, producer, and all that, what kind of films do you want to, besides the minority aspect of it? What kind of films do you love doing? Genre.
Beautiful question. My favorite genre is action dramas, and the movies that I saw growing up, the Rambos, the Tarzans, I saw those movies and I was like, I want to see a Filipino as the lead role to that. If somebody's going to be in the jungle fighting like Rambo, it'd probably be a Filipino in Luzon, or like, I don't know. I got to figure out a cool character to build, and that's my purpose. And I created a character named Jed Bato. Means rock. But I'm going to be making that, and I'll be working with a team in the Philippines here. Right now, the borders are closed. So plus we're making Zeus 2 already. So we're shooting for production for October 1st through 21st. So we want to finish Zeus 2 before the end of the year, unlike anything anyone's ever heard of. So yes.
It's not going to be 90 days this time.
It will actually, probably less. Yeah, maybe I'll be known as the 90-day filmmaker.
Now, Chris, talk quickly about Filipino culture. So you still eat our Filipino food?
Of course, I love, my favorite is laing and some, I love sisig. My mom's from Pampanga. That's why I put balot in there. I put, all sorts of favorite Filipino bibingka, different meals, because food is a beautiful language to people. You show them the food, they taste it, and they experience culture. So yeah, I'm a big fan of good Filipino food.
What about our culture? When you go back home, when you went back home, what did you notice? Our Filipino TV, what movies? What can you tell them about them?
It's been so long. I was 11 years old when I last went, so I'm really excited to go back, especially when we start filming. Because our character goes back to the Philippines to discover what does it mean to really be a guerrilla in Manila. So that's why we go there to train. So, I see all the touristy places like Palawan, Boracay, but for me, I really want to know the DNA of the culture. I want to take the Anthony Bourdain tour of the Philippines,
Oh, well, good luck. I hope you can do that soon. But for folks wanting to see Zeus here in America, where can they go invite our viewers to see our film?
Yes, you can watch it on TFC, ABS-CBN, or even on ZeusTheMovie.com. We have some links there. You could just click it and you could watch it right now.
Oh, congrats again on your movie, Mr. Chris. It's all about dreamers and those who follow their heart. And I love it.
Thank you.
Oh, maraming salamat.
Oh, walang anuman.